charts away. Trade daddies on the mic. Let's work. Let's work. Wrenching hand by daylight, grease on the sleeves, nightfall, switch lanes, candles and degrees, blue collar mornings, markets after dark, teaching wealth in the shadows, lighting up the charts, from the shop to the screens, breaking cycles, no cap, turn patience into profit, show the roadmap, education first, yeah, the mission stay clean, built on discipline, modern Canadian dream, daddy time, late night grind, charts glow while the world unwinds, trade daddies, yeah, we break it down, from higher highs to support and bounce. OG in the game, seen bubbles and pain, hands wrapped tight, both gloves in games, from the ring to the feet, pressure don't shake, market swings heavy, steady moves get made, W3BC built, yeah, the vision clear, teach and entertain, make the lesson hit here, punchlines land like a clean left hook, markets speak when a trader looks, after bedtime, headphones on, screens glow bright, risk defined, patience tested every night, no hype trades, only structure and plans, read the flow, understand supply and demand, now promises made, just skills passed down, so the next generation builds solid ground, from dads to traders, lessons stay true, knowledge is power, now pass it through. Who runs the chart? Trade daddies. Who breaks it down? Trade daddies. Risk, reward, discipline. Let's get it. Daddy time.
Boom! Welcome to another episode of Trade Daddies. We are back. Holy shit, let me tell you. I ran upstairs, got a Band-Aid, ran back downstairs. The intro finished, and I poked that thing on X right away at the nick of time. Wow.
Made it.
Oh, man. That was it. Like, I literally had to go up 2 floors just to get a freaking Band-Aid. Yeah, man. I was working today, and I had to replace, like, a frame for a seat for a car, like the bottom part you sit on.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to go grab the new frame, pick it up, and it sliced me like, you know, like a pop can slices you.
Oh,
like
man.
that. Yeah, it was nasty. And it was a great day until then. And then so I reopened it literally like moments before the stream started. So here we are.
Here we are. We're back. You made it. Hey, crisis averted. We've stopped the bleeding.
We stopped the bleeding and the markets are rallying.
Let's go, dude. Yo, today was exciting. I don't want to take credit where if it's not due, but I will tell you guys something. Do you see this green light behind me? This has been on all day green. My GM post from like 5:30 this morning was here with this light on. I said, I'm feeling it today, guys.
Hey, man, you were spot on. I know I've been telling you guys that the market's going to go down, and it went up. And, we'll get into it momentarily, but it's a wild ride. And we don't know where the bottom is. At least I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to say I know where the bottom is, but now we have to really entertain is the bottom in. But what I did say for many, many weeks, and we've been talking about this for months, is that weekly 200-day moving average is the key. And as you can see, what happens when we are just floating on that 200-day moving average, it's up or down. And, the market decided up. Now, well, I know we're excited. I know everybody wants to say, hey, we're back. But let's look at it objectively and
cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, because you know what? You could have a nice rally and you can still come back down. Like the bottom may be in, though. The bottom
I think I think it's really important, when we get to our top-down analysis, to really pay attention on that weekly, because you'll notice, and we've been talking about this. I talked about it on the show today. We've been talking about it a few times. It just because we're seeing a pump does not mean that we have not seen this before on the way to the next leg down. This would be the fourth time that this happens, and you'll notice there's always a big rip right before we take a next trip down.
Absolutely. So let me just bring up all my stuff here. Coin monthly returns, because we always like to look at this chart.
And we
right.
know
Okay,
this
so
month and next month could suck.
so August in bear markets has been green for the most part, right? 2018 was not. 2018 was not. 2014 was not. Sorry, maybe I'm wrong.
No,
It's
you're
been
right.
in red.
August and September in bear markets are trash.
August, yeah. So again, there's still 2 weeks left of August. We again doesn't mean it's going to happen exactly the same way. Like history rhymes, it doesn't actually use the same. But remember, in 2 weeks, look how much movement we had in one day. Imagine what 2 weeks in the market could do after a big pump. Even if we just consolidate down, we can still lower. But we're up 10% so far in August, so that's pretty good. July and August will end. If August ends green, we'll have July and August green. So that leads me to still believe that Q4 could be down, like red months coming up soon. Doesn't mean we're going to make a new lower low. If you look at the weekly here, I want to look at previous bear markets and compare them. It's not going to be exactly the same, but we're going to try and get it as close as possible. So in here, we had the cross of the 21-day moving average down here. We had a rally up to the 21. So we had lost it, kind of like we did with the big liquidations. We came back up to it, and then it kind of rolled over. So this was in August. August 8th, we had a rally. By August 15th, we were coming down. Now, it's already August 19th, so it doesn't mean it's going to be the same. So August still can be bearish. Like we had, basically from, let me go here to August 1st.
And what percent gain is that?
I'm going to check that right now. I was just thinking the same thing. So July 22nd, August 1st. So we went up 13% that from August 1st to August 15th. And then we went down from August 15th till August 29th. We went down 21%, right? So that's still in the realm of possibility. Like we are here, we need to see that 21-day moving average cross back. It still had crossed to the downside. So we'll see. Like if next week we have a bearish engulfing where this comes and we have something like this, where here we had a bullish engulfing. We had a bearish candle and it engulfed it. This entire candle can fit in this candle, basically, if we exclude the wick. And we may have something similar here, even if we come back to here to retest 66 if we're going to continue this move. Now, I don't want to say that, we're not going to go up, because it's very possible. It brings you down to like a coin flip, right? You want to see what the next week's going to bring. If we're going to build upon this and 21-day moving average ends up coming back up, which can happen because it did that in 2018, which I'm wondering if this bear market is similar to 2018, where we came off. Now, we didn't even lose it this time around. We bounced off it, and then we came back up, and then we came back down during COVID. But then
that's like a black swan, right?
That's a black swan. So but I also, just because that was a black swan doesn't mean we can't revisit the lows later. Like we can rally up to like 70, 80K and come back to 65 in Q4, or even 66, 67 and make a higher low, and then new uptrend starts in 2027, moving towards your new bull run, right? So that's kind of where my base case is now. I'm leaning more towards that, because from what I've seen here on the 21, on the 200, on the price action today. So I want to see. Obviously, you need more price. And I told you guys this before. When the bottom's in, for certain, it's already up. Like you've already missed it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's the problem. Like it happened to me last bear market. I started buying Bitcoin on the way up. Like it just happens. Like dollar cost averaging is still the unbeaten strategy, historically. So I am definitely going to be DCA. I told my wife today, I said, you know what? I'm gonna DCA, even if it just goes down to 40K. I'm always gonna have some cash on the side. I'll get that dip too, but I'm just gonna buy because honestly, I don't know where the hell we go from here. Like long term, I need to see more data especially on the weekly. What I would love to see is like, oops, it's not showing up. Oh, that was weird. Oh, I think I clicked my indicator. I want to see this. Like, I want to see like it come back to here, right? And that's at like 94. So we'll see.
So I mean, obviously we've had this conversation over the last couple of weeks, but now that we've had a day like today, does that change your thesis? Do you still think that, like we're okay to like still have a relief rally for a little bit of time, but then ultimately, take that next leg to the 40s or whatever? Like, do you think that's still on the books or no?
It's hard to say. I'm starting to entertain.
Or did today? Are we all hitting the hopium joints today?
Might hit the hopium. I'm not there yet where I'm like, oh my god, new bull run. Here we go. I'm gonna entertain that the bottom could potentially be in. We could rally and revisit lows in Q4. That's my base case still, because you see it time and time again, right? Like you see it over and over and over. Like every bear market, you make a low and then you make a lower low and then you maybe come up and then you come back down and you make a higher low, but you know what I mean? Like I still believe that whenever this rally stops, we'll have some sort of pullback, which is healthy, by the way, like super healthy.
Right.
And that's where that's where I want to see, or if I'm going to get into a position, that's where I want to get. I don't want to be chasing this green out. It's a little too late. You would have been chasing it earlier today while you're in it. And, especially like it ripped so hard that people were not expecting it. And then, everyone starts shorting the market and it just keeps going up because it just keeps wrecking the shorts because the market makers are going to go where the most liquidity is. And everybody's trying to short it because no one you saw 69K come today. Like nobody saw that. And here we are. So I'm thinking here, to answer your question, I think we're going to go up. Just because you have to respect the bigger time frames. The weekly RSI reset. The RSI came down to the bottom. The stochastic RSI came down to the bottom. We have reset. We are clearly on the way up here on the weekly. If you look at the monthly too, if you zoom out even further, like we have 2 monthly candles, 2 green months in a row. And you came off the bottom and you're still even floating. Like the RSI's got room to go here. The stochastic has room to go. It's still below the bottom line, right? And then the RSI is pointing up. So we'll have to see where the monthly goes. If it's going to be something like this, where you had 2 green months and then you dump down, 2 green months and you dump down. Right now, it's a key point because the monthly came to the 21-day moving average. We lose it, we come back to it, we drop down. So are we gonna still dump down here next month? Mm-hmm. So that's where we gotta watch that, right? Because the way trends work is price always sticks to that 21. When you're above it, you come back to it and you pop off, right? When you're below it, you lose it and you come back to it. You lose it and you come back to it. Now we've come back to it, and I want to see where this plays out. If we have a nice move to the upside and get above this, start pulling it up with us as we go. This is the monthly though. This is going to take a while to figure out. You won't know until probably October, because if September is green and then October's green, you have September will close above the 21-day moving average. So you have confirmation, and then October will be what you build on from there. So we'll have to see for the longer term, but short term, it's looking pretty good. Like even like the weekly reset, the monthly reset, I have to entertain that. We might have ourselves a little rally after some consolidation. Like we need, like price action needs to come back to, like, look how far we are from the 4-hour 21-day moving average. We're so far.
Do you think
right here?
Do you think I'm like when I kind of feel like, I'm stuck a little bit too much on like we need a catalyst, right? Because that's what we've always needed to spark a bull run as a catalyst. But do we need that anymore because of the institutional heavy participation? Because of, today, Trump was talking about how, the Bitcoin strategic reserve, as well as like the digital asset stockpile, all that stuff. Like, do you think like the days, like we may be closer to the total decoupling and the breakdown of the 4-year cycle only because like now it's, the conversations are getting a little bit heavier. Like, I don't know if you got to watch that today during my live stream this afternoon. We streamed Trump's whole thing, and I mean, he brought up Brian Armstrong, Sergei Nazarov, the Winklevi twins. Like, he talked a lot. Like, a lot of these guys got to the Vlad from fucking Robin Hood got to go up.
Oh wow, I didn't see it. I heard tidbits from it, but you're talking about a catalyst. I think there was a catalyst, and a lot of people probably don't even know about it. It's like there's a lot of money coming in the market to short the Nasdaq. So a lot of people are looking to short the Nasdaq right now, and I think it's kind of what I was talking about before, where you're at some point you're going to see a rotation back into crypto, because if you look at the Nasdaq, the S&P, and all the stock market, it's been up so hot for so long that if I'm an investor and I'm thinking to myself, where's the best place for my money in the next 2 years, I think crypto is it, to be honest. So I think you're going to start to slowly see that rotation back in, and that's what makes sense to me. Maybe decoupling in the sense where the charts don't coincide with each other, where Bitcoin goes up and the stock market goes down, and that literally is money moving from one space to another. And
we should look at, while we're here, let's look at this against gold. Like, what did gold do today?
let's take a look. Gold. I like gold.
Gold.
All right, gold. Let's look at the daily. Day.
So it pumped.
What's today?
Because we're in a new day now.
Yeah, so
right?
it pumped with Bitcoin.
Yeah. Okay.
So the daily looked pretty good. You know what? The daily almost looks like Bitcoin, because look, I'll show you. This is gold, and then here's Bitcoin. Came right up to the 200-day moving average.
Dude, put the the up top where it says BTC USD. There's that plus sign next to it.
Oh, I see it. Gold is X. What is it? X something?
XUD or X?
Can I just drag it? No. XAU. That's what it was. There we go. What?
So it's going to be that blue. Yeah, that blue.
Oh, it shows up as that blue line. That's weird. Yeah. So it actually pumped a little like before Bitcoin did, and then
kind of came down a little bit.
Oh, Bitcoin. Let me see the line here. Oh yeah, no, it's kind of tracked it. It went up a little bit, and then
yeah, interesting that it's kind of like running in tandem right now.
Scarcity, man. Everybody wants scarcity. And but again, the daily came for that 200-day moving average. Like, that was always there. I didn't realize we were going to hit. I didn't think we were going to hit it that soon, because like I was kind of bearish on like the 4 hour and the 1 hour, and then all of a sudden we just ripped. And then like if you just followed the 21-day moving average, you would have been okay today. On the 5 minute, on the 1 minute and the 5 minute, like just killed it today. Like those were the charts to trade this afternoon. But yeah, so I'm looking at this to probably consolidate. So maybe make something like this. It doesn't have to go down. It can do this, or it can just like make a bear flag, a bull flag, like that. So either falling wedge or a bull flag, and just come back to the 21. So the 21 needs to come up and retouch this. It needs to come up, and at some point, price will make its way back. And then if we're going to continue this rally, or continue this pump up after some consolidation, you would see here. I will tell you, in my trading group, the lifer, he's got it going up to like 71, 72. So obviously not financial advice, but that could be in the cards after some consolidation. Like the 1 hour looks pretty.
When do you put in the short for its way back down?
I tried to get it today. I'm not gonna lie. I missed that wick was so fast up to 69.5 and then right back down. And I didn't take it. I kind of chickened out. And then there's another opportunity today. Went back down to 68, and you could have got back in at 68. And then we, this in a couple hours later, we went to 69.3. So yeah, if the 1 hour kind of consolidates here and we come back to the 21, it can look for a move up to potentially even 75. But again, the RSI is so overheated and on the stochastic here. So I'd be very careful
Is
right now.
that
Like,
so? When you say overheated, that's because it's got that shaded green in there.
yeah, you see this here.
Yep.
I can't even circle it properly. That's weird. Why can't I circle it?
I think it's like the two different frames.
Like I have to circle it in here, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So that is where I'm a little worried about, and I also see that the MACD is losing some momentum there too.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to come back down. Even if it's even sideways, sideways is fine too. Like I've
Exactly.
seen,
That just it always do you know what sucks, man? Is that like I'm always trying to find ways because of the PTSD. It's like, it's just the whales, man. They're in the whale chat talking about, okay, like chill out, let's trap the bears. Let's make them think that we're done, and then as soon as they pile on the shorts, they fucking get them and they
Yep.
liquidate them.
That's exactly what happened today. Everybody was shorting it and then just kept going. See, like, look at the hourly here, sideways for so long, and then like even this, it went up a little bit, but like this was mostly sideways
That's a tight range for a
before
while.
we rip. Exactly. So, like, price doesn't need to drop drastically to come back to the moving averages. It can reset the moving averages by just going sideways. Like this can go sideways for all night into tomorrow and even tomorrow. Like it can go sideways and then have another move up, which is, but that's healthy, especially after a big pump. You're going to want to see some consolidation. So I'd be careful getting in now. The New York, New York was hot today. So you got to be careful with the Asian markets. Are they going to come back down? Or are they just going to go sideways? And then you got London.
What time? It should be like about
It should
9
be
in the
like
morning
10
in China, right?
If it's like Japan, it should be 10:23 in the morning right now. I think they're like 13 hours. I'm not sure about China though. China should be the same. It should be pretty similar to Japan.
All right, so 10:23 a.m. in Tokyo, 9:23 a.m. in Beijing.
Okay, so they're 12 hours Beijing. Yeah, so it's so they're, I don't know if their market's open at 9, but like 9:30 like here, so they're pretty much gonna open.
Those boys are about to get working. They're about to start pressing some buttons.
We'll see. We're gonna see huge candle down right back to the 200. Oh, Americans, no, dump it. I don't know. I feel like it's just gonna go sideways. That's kind of what I feel like. I feel like we'll go sideways for the most part, and reset these indicators. And you'll see it on the smaller time frames, right? Like the 5-minute is still above the 200-day moving average, which is good. As long as you're above it, like, it's pretty good. Let me look at the 1 minute because I think there was some consolidation. See, this is almost like a rising wedge to me. Or like a rising channel. Yeah, I don't know. This might be a bearish pattern. Double top, come back down. Yeah, I'm not touching this right now. I'm gonna wait for some consolidation before I get back in. Come back to some level, maybe even back to the 5-minute 200-day moving average.
Which 67. Is what level? 67 something.
Yeah, but by the time it reaches it, it might even be like somewhere up here, like 68.
Oh, that's true because it'll keep pulling up.
Yeah, so I just want the moving average to get tight again. Because this is like, let me see. I'm trying to see if I can find like a clean pattern. Because this whole thing is just like a rising wedge, basically. And I don't like trading. I know it's super bullish, but like I don't like trading these because they're more likely a reversal pattern than a continuation pattern. And then also you can see like this could be a descending triangle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let me get my lines all situated here.
Discombobulated.
I was too lazy to make new lines, so I'm just going to reuse these ones. Yeah, this could be like a descending triangle, like something like that. And then dump down. Double top. Like that could even be, like it even be like a double top. They call it cat ears. Come back down. Yeah. Short term, this is like the 5-minute chart, by the way. Could come back down, and you would kind of expect it to after like the day we had today. Like
Right.
tomorrow might just be like sideways and just
Even if
slowly down.
I mean, even if it like rips down through that gap, you look at the volume, and it levels off like what about 68.5 or whatever that is right there.
Yeah. And that makes sense. That would make sense. So you have double top, come back down, revisit some of the liquidity. You can even revisit this liquidity here around 68, 68.1. And then that would kind of turn that into a bullish rectangle almost, right? Because you would have let me do this horizontally. You can have something like that. Came up to an uptrend, consolidate, and then continue. So that can be something like that, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Bitcoin looks on the short term not great. Overall, like there's a very good chance that the bottom is in, based on the weekly. I did it every time. Never a stream without it.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
You know what? I felt so good today because I was watching the lifer and he did it too. So I'm like, okay, this guy's been trading for 30 years and he still does it. So
everybody.
It's like this guy's spitting out knowledge like crazy, and I'm just like, he did it too. Yeah. So the weekly is this candle changes things. This candle changes things, guys. Because we did lose that 200-day moving average. I was thinking down because usually it does. It dumps down when you have the cross. It's almost like a death cross, right? And we just came right back. So it was a huge fake out. So we'll see how the rest of this week goes into next week, and we'll see what the next week's candle looks like, if it can continue to build upon this. But like I'm looking at, like, if we can get up to 73, 74, come right back up to this liquidity right here. So yeah, if we're bullish, we're going to continue on. The weekly's got room to go. Like the indicators have a lot of room to go. We're like the RSI is just at the neutral line. We're not even above the neutral line yet. So, and the MACD looks pretty good too. Like we're in like strong green here. So the weekly looks good. Short term, again, probably just some consolidation. But yeah, I'm feeling a little bullish. And like you got this, you can get up to this gap here. Like you get up to here, you get past here, you're jumping up to 76. This is a nice gap over here. So if we can get above this liquidity here between now here and 71.3, looks pretty nice. Looks pretty nice. Let us go through some news, and then maybe we'll look at some other coins. Maybe if anybody's in the chat, you guys want us to look at something, and make sure you drop it in the chat. And shout out to all the homies that are here.
I'm gonna drop something in the chat. I want to take a look at something.
All right, let me get some music popping here.
What do you want me to put, the ticker, or do you want me to put the CA in there? I can't hear you now. You turned on the music and then you're muted.
Am I muted for real?
No, now I can hear you. But you said something and I couldn't hear anything.
Oh, that was weird. Yeah, just give me the contract address if it's on Desk Screener.
Yep.
Cool. Oh, and by the way, shout out to Weeks. I am officially a Weeks ambassador again.
Nice, man. Congratulations.
So I am back on the Weeks. They hooked me up with some trading credits, and we will be trading on that going forward for a little bit here. So if you want to get on Weeks, I've been using it for a while, pretty good. I even just for swaps, I've been using it. They have really low fees if you hold the WXT token. Super low fees. That's what I used last bull run to swap stablecoin into Bitcoin and Bitcoin back into stablecoin. So nice. Really good platform, and withdrawals no problem. All right, let me lower this music. It's a little loud. I need to get a soundboard so I can like change the music how I hear it and how other people hear it.
You can mix it a little better.
I know. I just have my Stream Deck. That's all I got. We're a basic bitch over here.
Hey. Hey.
All right. Tether says it completed its long promised Big Four audit finance. So KPMG did an audit on them, and KPMG is a big firm for audits, very reputable, and they gave it the highest possible standard that you can for audits. So for anybody saying Tether is not solvent, well, KPMG says they are. because they have 180 billion USD stablecoin. So Tether equals good.
It's interesting that this article says that they even counted their gold bars when we were in.
They did better than the US. We don't know how much gold the US has.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. When we were in Toronto, I was actually having a conversation with somebody about Tether and some of the things that they've been doing and the amount of gold that they have been buying in the background for quite some time now. And just like insane billions of dollars of gold. And as you can see, KPMG, they said they even counted their gold bars. So I guess there is some validity to that. Interesting.
You know what? All the stable coins. Like I had somebody on, I had Manny on the podcast yesterday for the adoption pod, and he works with, he's a co-founder of Blend. So another like neobank. So like Mick is making Artisan Cash, which is a neobank, and so through her, I've been learning a lot about these payments. And like, let me tell you, like he has a bunch of NDAs. He can't talk about who he's partnered with, but he's saying like in the next, by 2029, he predicted that like, he believes we're like somewhere around like 1 or 2% of like global finance in blockchain, and it'll be somewhere around like 10 to 20% by 2029. So it's going to be pretty huge, like a tsunami of money coming into the crypto sphere. And you know, a layer one that's issuing stable coins, I'm pretty bullish on them, like Ethereum and Solana, Avalanche. It's hard to.
What do you think? As far as like stable coins go, obviously, you know, Tether and USDC number one, number two. But do you remember that it was like a month or so ago so it's open standard, so it's OS USD or something like that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I'm not sure. Can you send me that contract address in the private chat? I can't copy it from the chat here. It's so weird.
Check it in the private. You should be able to in the private chat. I did earlier. It's it's that good token on a run today.
Oh, I got it. I got good here. All right, let's take a look at good before we go into next the news article here. So good had some moves, 523% in the past 24 hours. Congratulations to anybody that got in the last 24 hours before that huge pump. That is crazy. That is huge. That's, what can I say? It's a good pump.
It was like a 300 some thousand. I mean, I've been in day one of this project. This was my first experience with Robinhood and what's going on there. I love this team. I love, you know, I know the team. A lot of our community members do too. And so this thing it got some crazy fucking attention today, and we'll see where it goes from here. But yeah, dude, going from like, you know, it was like $300,000 market cap up to like a $2 million market cap right now. It's wild.
Yeah, it's a nice pump. I'm trying to see what I can see here. Could be this looks like a descending triangle to me. Like it might come back down before it rips off again. Kind of makes sense. Back down to the 21. This is in the 15-minute, by the way. Back down to the 200-day moving average. Maybe a bounce off the 200 and then makes moves up. Again, I could be wrong, but again, I will tell you that the stochastic RSI is right on the bottom, and the RSI is kind of floating around here, so it could just rip out of here. Interesting. Some consolidation. Just for crypto in general right now, I don't think there's going to be a huge amount of movement tonight.
Right.
Overall, like again, obviously these things can surprise you, especially with something with such a smaller market cap, right? A 2 million can move pretty quick compared to, you know, the big boys. So anything could happen, obviously, but I just think after such a huge move today, it might be a day or two before we see some, like, after some, you know, cool down period, and we can solve. Or Bitcoin, people can start taking their profits in Bitcoin. Bitcoin can consolidate down, and it just starts flying into these small caps. Right, so that's very possible.
Yeah, it's one or the other. That's for sure. But both will happen in some certain.
That's trading. It can go up and it can go down. Everyone always complains. You said it could go both ways. You don't know what's going on. Well, no, that's how trading is.
You know, some people will take their profits off today on this coin and put it into Bitcoin. Some people will take their Bitcoin profits off today and put it into good coin, or, you know, or the small cap of their choice.
Listen, anything can happen when you just put in your mind that anything can happen, then you just open up yourself to opportunity, right? But you got to be in the chart to be part of the opportunity. You know, the good thing is the 15-minute and the 5-minute are above the 200-day moving average and sticking with the 21. I like to see that, right? You're more likely to win a long when you're above the 200-day moving average. You're more likely to lose a long when you're below the 200-day moving average. But good looks nice. After a nice move like that, maybe a little bit of consolidation could just go sideways. And then after a nice little sideways consolidation, just start slowly building its way up or ripping. Who the hell knows? But I like it. It's good. Nah, it's too easy to make.
Yeah, right. It's good. Hey, man, have a good day. You know, my portfolio's looking good.
It's good. It's good. What was that from Yes Man? All right, so let's take a look at Canada and the US, the big trade war that's going on. Trump pauses 50% tariffs on Canada for 3 days, pending deal. So I'm hoping they're going to work something out. It's been, honestly, this whole thing has been so silly. We're neighbors. I don't know why we just can't get along. But we've got along for so many years. But it was, honestly, it as much as our government wants everybody to hate Trump, I'm grateful that he kind of woke us up, because, you know, it's like, oh shit, like we need to start, like, you know, investing ourselves instead of relying on the US for all the things that we do. So hopefully Canada becomes better for it down the road. But hopefully we do start to work together, and you know, trade becomes a little bit better for the global economy in general, because it's just better for both countries if we do, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And maybe that's part of why the market's bullish. You're seeing all this bullish news now. Like, all of a sudden the price goes up, and, you know, the tariffs and the trade war might be coming to a close. Maybe they get a deal with Iran and the Strait of Hormuz fully opens up again. Like this can't last forever, right? So everything is temporary, and good times will come after, you know, the bad times finish. And I really think, like, I feel like the end of this year, that's it. Like, we're going to start looking at just going to be nothing but bullish for the next 3 years in the crypto sphere. But
yeah.
What do you think, man? What do you think? Do you think the bottom is in? Do you think it's just up from here, or do you think we're going to kind of go maybe up a little bit, sideways, maybe come back down to the lows this year?
I like the idea of a little bit of a relief rally. It's been, you know, it's been kind of rough for most people. I mean, like, not that institutions or, you know, the controlling powers care about the retail, but, you know, it is nice to see the portfolio looking a little bit better today. But, you know, cautiously optimistic. I am an optimist, but I'm also a realist. We've seen this before, and again, it's happened the last 3 legs where, you know, and even if you go back in history and you look at consolidation periods and what do, right? If they consolidate up, the next leg is down. If they consolidate down, the next leg is up. It's like, it's the continuation pattern and how it plays out. And so we are in an upward consolidation pattern at this point, especially with these pumps. And so historically speaking, like, I'm ready to figure out, like, you know, when to put in a short. Like, maybe there'll be another pump, maybe it's another week or two, maybe, you know, whatever. But we know that, you know, traditionally August and September in a bear market are not good months. They're red months. We're what, 10%? What was it, 10 or 16% up this month? What do we see?
10%.
10%. So, like, you know, the game could be changing, but at the end of the day, like, we can only go off of what we know historically. And so I am cautiously optimistic. Like, I'm excited about the pump, just like everybody else. Like, I got my green light on, like, you know, my bags are packed and I'm ready to roll. But, like, I don't think that the bear market is done yet, to be honest with you.
No. Mind you, do I think that we make a lower low? We could not, right? Like, but we coming back down to the 50s is even still a possibility. Yeah. Like, even if August continues to go up, September, like, how many months green are you gonna have in a row? You're gonna have a red month eventually.
We have to. And look, and, you know, call me silly or whatever, but, you know, Ben Cowan, he's been right so many times, and, you know, he had said that, you know, we're going to see the true bottom of this cycle at the end of quarter 3 this year, potentially at the beginning of quarter 4, but then quarter 4 we're going to start to see things change direction. That's when we'll bottom and move up. And so again, we can have, what we saw the bottom before at whatever it was, the high 50s, and we can come and we can do a double bottom at that with a little scam wick down to the 40s that we've been looking at, and then from there we bounce and move up. But I think you've got a lot of really smart people who have proven track records of understanding the cycle and the psychology of all of it, and like, I'm gonna go with that. Until, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I think we've got a little bit more leg room to go down, which is fine. It's good upside, it's good opportunity, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be DCAing. Like you've talked about that. You did some Bitcoin acquisition, you've done some DCA stuff. I've been doing some DCA stuff. Like, it's time to do that, but that doesn't mean that the bottom's in.
No, absolutely. I still think we got some time. We got some time in this market, even, and you also. I was just thinking about this as you were talking. Like, you got the midterms coming up this year, right? And it makes sense that Trump wants to get as many wins under his belt before the midterms come around, right? Like, he wants to go into the midterms as strong as possible to have the best outcome. So this is kind of what you're seeing now. The stock market's floating around all-time high still. Bitcoin's doing well. This, especially after these last 2 months, 17% between July and August. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good return. So we'll see what September, and October bring. I still think we come back down a bit. But yeah, I think we're not quite done. But I will tell you, in regards to you were talking about the 4-year cycle, I still think it's just so hard for me to say that you can bake in the halving. Like, yes, maybe the 4-year cycle, like, it's hard to say that it's done because we have a halving every 4 years, that it makes a bit of a 4-year cycle. Everybody has to trade around it because you have a supply shock, right? The inflation rate of Bitcoin gets lower, so that has to have an impact on the price, just because even with the same amount of demand and cut of supply, price has to go up, because that's simple supply and demand economics, right? So I don't know if we ever get away from the 4-year cycle. Maybe it changes, like, where with the timing, the seasonality, maybe you have a shorter bear market, maybe you have a longer bear market next time around, and maybe a mix of both the next time around. Like that's why history always rhymes. Exactly, that could happen too, and it makes the most sense to me because of where we are in adoption and the whole, like, institutions, governments, and everybody that is like ready to go, getting on, like, talking about it. This is what crypto's been waiting forever. Like, if you want mass adoption, the stable coin network being the upgrade of how we move money across the world and payments, that is mass adoption. I'm sorry, like, it's not an everything app, guys. It's literally just changing the way we transact on a day-to-day basis. That's mass adoption. It doesn't have to be mass adoption of Bitcoin. It's mass adoption of blockchain. And I'll just drop the mic there because that's it.
Dude, seriously, but I feel that same way. It's like, at some point, like, everything that is blockchain has the potential to eclipse what Bitcoin is. The whole industry and ecosystem, it potentially, like, I don't know, like, I'm trying to find a weird example of this, and it's almost like it's just too stupid to even, like, everybody should just get it, I suppose.
It's, we're moving to a world where everything will be transacted digitally. No one's ever going to have to go to a bank and a brick and mortar bank anymore. People will be able to do things from their phone. And in that world, we need to be able to represent digital scarcity, which is Bitcoin. That's your gold, your digital gold. You have your digital, your fiat gold, which is gold bars, and people will still want to hold that. But in the digital space, we need something like a gold to be able to have a store of value, something, just like a traditional system that represents scarcity and energy. And Bitcoin's the best vessel for that, in my opinion. And there's everything else, because you have Bitcoin being a store of value, you have Ethereum being the ecosystem and the pipes, the rails for all DeFi and stuff like that, along with like Solana, Avalanche, and other L1s. They're all going to be part of that. Like, look at MasterCard and Visa, how many crypto networks they're settling transactions on now. It's just becoming the way we do payments. People will be using the blockchain, whether they're crypto people or not. They won't even know it's happening. That is where mass adoption is going to happen, because the banks are going to get on it too. They got to compete, and they're going to be using this stuff because, you know, if Visa and MasterCard are doing it, they do so much work with the banks already. The banks will, even as like a part of that, like not directly but indirectly through Visa and MasterCard, will be using blockchain, and that means everyone's using it.
Right. Like it'll all settle. Like, it's like, you know, even with like Cash App now, like if you wanted to send me money on Cash App and you only had USDC on a couple different networks, you can send that to my Cash App address and it settles instantly as fiat cash for me to spend. Yeah. There's no more of that. You've got to sell, create the taxable event, all that stuff. Like, it just enters as spendable cash. That's amazing. That, I think, is the model moving forward for a lot of these unit apps or whatever they call them. So the everything apps, you know. But
yeah, it's funny, like, you know, everybody moving money around now from your bank, it's like, it's all digital anyways. Like, the irony of people saying, oh, I don't like crypto, or people that crap on crypto, it's like, you've been moving money digitally anyways. Do you like send an e-transfer? That's not physical money movement, that's digital money movement. It's just moving numbers on a ledger. And that somebody has. Like, the money's not actually there in a vault sitting for you in the bank. Your money's all over the place. Your money's lended to this person and that person and that person, right?
Yeah, with the exception of someone that comes in, you know, with a cash business like a laundromat or a car wash or whatever it is, you know, that deals in large amounts of cash. Like, what's crazy to think is that the bank is fractionally, what's it called?
A fractional reserve system.
Yeah, where they basically, like, you know, you may have $100 balance on your account, but that means that the bank is lending out like 10 grand off that $100 balance.
Yeah. So like the way it works, they have to hold, I believe it's 1% of deposits. So your $10 is lent out 9 times, and then the $1 stays in the account. So that's because money, cash, fiat, is a liability on their balance sheet. They want to lend it out so they can get revenue through interest. Interest is a revenue model, so they're using other people's money to make more money, and it's ingenious, whoever created it, but but you're not getting the value of it. They're paying you peanuts, and this is where I think DeFi comes in, right? DeFi will actually, like, you know, give people some respectable yields on their assets, whereas, you know, the banks are garbage in that retrospect. And we'll see what's going to happen. I'm curious to see, you know, in the next 10 years, how many like actual physical banks are out there now. Like, in the next 10 years, like, maybe there'll be a couple. Like, you notice now, if you've ever gone to a bank, if anybody's gone to a bank recently, how many tellers are there now, and how many tellers were there 10 years ago? Right? Maybe one now.
That's a good point.
It used to be it used to be 4 or 5, and they still have 4 or 5 stations, but only one teller. So if that's not, like, doesn't tell you anything, like I don't know what to tell you.
Do you think that we're closer to having just no brick and mortar banks whatsoever, or do you think that we'll replace them with like a Coinbase bank, like a brick and mortar?
I think we will replace them with a Coinbase bank, but not for a while, because there are still like my parents, for example, they still use their checkbook, they still go to the bank, they're still elder, even people older than my parents. So like, when we're the old people, when we're their seniors, I believe that will most likely be the case, because our children will not even, like, they'll never even know a world where, like, they're ever going to want to carry cash. There's going to be no need. If anything, cash, I feel like in the future will be like, like, nobody will accept it. Like, you're starting to see that now, where a lot of people are just not accepting cash. Right?
You saw that picked up in during the pandemic a lot.
Exactly. And you're seeing an acceleration of that, because, and not to mention, it's, you know, if you don't have cash on you, like, less people will do crime. Less people are gonna, like, mug you stuff, because if they know they don't have cash, it's not worth the effort to go and
give me your Bitcoin.
Yeah, like, that's a lot harder to get, right? I don't know, I don't have Bitcoin. How do you know? Like, how do you know? Could somebody on the street know they have Bitcoin? Unless it's public information, right? And that's probably why you're seeing a lot of these cold storage wallets, the leaks of data for the shipping addresses and all that. And, you know, I said it to you, I think I replied to your post, and I'm thinking to myself, like, fuck, you know what? Tangent did actually solve that problem.
Yep. You just go to a Best Buy and you just buy it right there with cash.
Yeah. because you can walk. Look, again, maybe if you want to get technical, if someone has the security footage, you're getting into the store, but that's less likely. But you know what I mean? Like that is probably the best way. I believe cold storage wallets should do that. They should start selling them in brick and mortar stores where people can buy them anonymously.
Yeah.
Then you eliminate the entire problem with the whole shipping debacle.
You know, and I think it all depends on how things are shipped, right? Like, because you know, it's funny. I did some digging on this whole thing because you know I had said something about that the same thing where you just go buy it at the store, and somebody said, well, what do you expect these companies to handle their own shipping? It's just like, if you look at the statistics, like upwards of 60% of all companies, they manage in-house all of their own shipping and logistics. So yeah, like I would expect a company that's handling software or devices with private sensitive data, that you should have a pretty good fucking solution to get that to your customer without the potential of a middleman being the robber.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. Sam Hollis says there's a CIBC bank by me that has no cash in it, so you can't get cash out there. And I've heard about that. I've heard about cashless banks. Yeah, see, Canada's moving towards a cashless society. Yeah, that's why I mentioned it, because that was actually exactly what I was thinking about when I mentioned that we're moving to more of a cashless society. And I did read that it was part of it. Again, I don't know if it's true, but a part of it's because of less crime, less people trying to take. And look what happened when people have to escape their country, like when Russia invaded Ukraine and Ukrainians were crossing the border into Polish. A lot of them got mugged. They lost a lot of money. Look at people going through. What's that? That part where people cross from South America into the U.S. It's one of the most dangerous routes. I forgot. There's a name for it. But anyways, people get mugged and killed along that route because they're personal belongings, right? There's people on that route just literally to mug you. So if you have 12 words memorized in your head and you look like you're wearing rags and everything, who knows, right? You can bring your whole wealth across the border with you. Nobody knows anything, right?
How would you do that? Would you come up with a song? Would you have a little rap song that would be your keywords?
Yeah, something like that. A little rhyme, kind of like what you did in school, Never eat shredded wheat for the compass, something like that. So,
never eat shredded wheat? That's what you guys learned in the Canada?
North, south, east, west, right?
Yeah, I don't know, we learned never eat soggy waffles, dude.
Soggy waffles, oh my God. I don't know if that's a Canadian thing or not, but that's the one that stuck with me because I did have the shredded wheat cereal when I was a kid. So
it's so funny how you learn all these things to help the memory work, and even just the association of it, even with I don't know, at this point, if I meet somebody at a conference and put it in the phone, it'd be say I met you at Futurist, I'd put you in my phone as Mike Futurist, and then that triggers the brain forever.
Oh yes, and it helps with the proof of meeting selfie.
Oh yeah.
So our last piece of news here: the SEC proposes crypto fundraising exemptions in abrupt about face. So basically, they're allowing people to use token sales without full securities registration and create a plan for tokens to separate from investment contracts. So this is interesting. A new way to raise money. So I'm hearing, are ICOs back? Is this the new ICO?
Dude, this is right up my alley because I want to with W3BC Media going to be launching the studio, and I wanted to fractionalize part of that, fundraise part of it, and then give up part of the ownership or equity, however it works, to the community or the members of people that buy into it. I think we're onto something because I've been having conversations with lawyers and other people, and literally the only other way to do it up until maybe this, and I got to do some more research here, is if you were basically launching a public company, you got to have, KYC, all your shareholders. You got to know, their investment, or I think a lot of their financial history and all that stuff. It's a very obtrusive process. And I'm wondering if this is a solution for people, not just me, but anybody that's launching a startup that is blockchain or Web3 based to be able to use a token sale. Interesting.
Yeah, it's and it makes sense because, we're with the whole narrative of look at Ondo, tokenizing the whole world basically, and using the new equity model and giving the average person the ability to even invest in things, right? Instead of having them be an accredited investor, or being in a special whale circle or whatnot. Like, for example, like somebody making a company, like I can invest in you. I can invest in, like, I know Mikkel's building Artisan Cash. You can invest in that, right? Without being scrutinized by my bank, because like I need to take out this kind of money, and they're like, why? What's it for? Oh, it's for this. No.
Yeah.
No, you may not. It's not my money. No, it's not. It's not your money. It's their money. That's why I like crypto. This is why I like Bitcoin for me, because I want to be the one that's in control of my finances. I don't mind taking that on, and that's my core values in crypto. Like, other people obviously are fine not doing it. Like, my sister's a total opposite. My sister just wants to go to a financial advisor and let them do it. And and you know what? It's hard for me to accept that, because you can do so much better. Like, I want to be as optimized as much as possible, but it's been hard for me to come to terms with. Some people just don't care. Some people just don't want to learn. Some people just don't have the attention, or it's boring and they don't want to get learn about finance. Some people just want to make it easier, and that's fine. I've started to accept that, like, that's just how some people are. And you get a certain return. You play it safe, you get a certain return. You have a little risk in there, you get potentially a better return, or you can get wrecked. Like, it's just part of the game. And that's for mass adoption. You need to make products for those people, for people like me, people like you, for people like that have different values. And we can't just shame people for
what we have to remember is that we are the exception to the rule. Like, people don't live like this. People don't live with, like, oh, be my own bank and decentralization. People are like, that's the weirdest thing I've ever heard of. Like, we are the actual exception to the rule. So when you think about the necessary, I call it centralization is the necessary evil. That's to us with a decentralized mindset, right? It is absolutely more normal for someone else to manage your money. And I get that we're trying to change the mindset of people, but at the end of the day, like, we got to be a little bit more pragmatic and understand that let's usher people into crypto the right way. And then it's upon them, once they are a little bit more curious or a little bit understand, to want to get into the DeFi world a little bit more.
Absolutely. You know what it was for me when I figured out, like, why I became the way I am, is because I learned what the banks do. I learned history and how civilizations rise and fall because of what they do to money. Literally the debasement of currency. And the debasement of currency it really snowballs into, like, everything. Like, society breaks down, and the disparity, the gap of the rich and the poor, which creates animosity and hating the rich, and all. It breaks down, like, the social structure of an economy. So when I started realizing that stuff, and how all the negative things that come from the underlying issue, which is people lose hope, essentially, you get that stuff. So that's why I'm so, like, into crypto, so into finances, because, like, I see that, like, and everybody knows your dollar just buys you less and less every year. Everybody knows that. Everybody understands that life just gets more expensive, but what they don't understand is why and who's doing it, who's causing it. Right? When you understand the why and the mechanisms that happen, if you don't protect yourself from it by investing, then you're just negligent. Because why wouldn't you want to protect yourself?
Yeah, hedge whatever you have, hedge everything.
I just think people are so busy. Like, I just noticed that everyone's so, just, like, life is so fast now that especially if you have kids, like, life moves fast. You got to get an employment, you got to do all this, and you get home, and by the time you sit your butt on the couch, you're done. You're exhausted.
Do you think excuse me, do you think that's why things like agents are going to be as important as they're going to be, so that your agent can go out and do some of that stuff for you and make a little bit of money while you kind of just do your normal life?
Yeah, I think so. I think AI, I really believe that AI is going to be what brings changes like with the productivity, and humans can find a new purpose, like and be creative. Like example, I'm using AI like crazy right now building my game. But without me being the creative mind, the story of my game would be garbage.
Right.
Because there's a lot of things like what AI has been the best for me is like I've never built a game before. So it's like I said, hey, I'm building a game. What I do? Boom, we're gonna make a game Bible. We're gonna do it like just like a game studio, and it's like, okay, let's do this. You work on a story. Okay, what's next steps? It just continues to keep you on track. And it knows what the next step is. It knows what the next step is. And it's like an assistant. You're going back and forth with the AI. It'll spit out some story. I don't like it. I'll redo the whole thing. I'm like, oh, but you know what it does? It's like, oh, I don't like that. Oh, but you know what? How about we do it this way? It sparks that idea because we could just back and forth.
It's the best collaborator for sure.
Exactly. It's like that's why you can do the work of like what a team could do. Like for example, I built my character in 3D. I was doing it manually, step by step with AI, taking a screenshot. Okay, this is where I'm at. What's next steps? Okay, here's where I'm at. Next steps. And then I'm like, this is taking forever. So I said, is there an AI platform that I can use to like speed this up? Boom, sent me one, Meshy AI, and my model is already in the game, usable, like in a 3D model from the concept art that ChatGPT made.
That's awesome.
So like that saved me weeks. That would have taken a team probably like a couple days or a day to do, and it saved me. That would have taken me a month to do, manually doing the skeleton for my guy, and AI helps. So like, but without the creativity of the human, I don't think you get anything that like humans will.
No, you need the input.
Like.
You need that input for sure.
Yeah, like you're making products with AI for humans essentially. So like you have to make it attractive to humans, and you still need that human element. If it's just a robot, someone's gonna want it, right? So we are emotional animals, so we need to bring that emotion out of people, or the need, or whatever it is, to be able to sell a product or makes people want to spend their money on it, right?
Yeah, 100%.
But I'm loving exploring AI. It's like a candy store. I'm just playing.
Same, dude. It's like it's been so cool. Like I built myself, like I think I was telling you, I built myself like a radio control dashboard to do that.
Yes.
Silver radio. Well, ultimately, I wanted to shift the content to going back in the live stream, so I did it today. So over the last couple of days, I built myself the same thing, but for live streaming. So it's an entire control and a panel, so that now I've got a rundown. It goes through all my news. It goes through all the different sections that I want to throughout the show, and like,
oh damn,
dude, at the touch of a button, I can get everything, and it's all run like I run it through Codex, right, between ChatGPT and GitHub. So it's all dude, it's crazy. It's crazy the things that you can do. That, dude, it's like some of the nerdiest shit in the world you could imagine, but it's so easy to do when you have the understanding and the capability to use your AI to your potential, like your imagination. It's wild.
Exactly. It allows you to be the creative. Like I would have never been able to do what I'm doing because I don't know the code. I've never built a game before. I've played games I've like played so many games, hours and hours and hours of games in my life. So I know what I like as like for a story. I know what I like as a gamer, but I could never translate that to building a game. And
right,
now you have the vehicle to do it. So it's going to be curious to see where it goes. And hey, if you want me to make a 3D character for the Silver Bowl, because this program makes 3D models that you can even 3D print.
Oh yes,
absolutely. So we can maybe do something for the community where you can some people can win a little Silver Bowl. I don't know what you call them, figurine.
So let me ask you, like, so how does that work? Like, you could make it, and then, because I know our library has 3D printer machines that you can like use time on. Like, I can just take my file over there and just boop, 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 and have it printed, right?
Yeah, you have to find out what printer they have there, and then just see what kind of format you need to export it as. Absolutely. Okay. It's really, really good. Like it does a fantastic job. I couldn't believe it, and it was just from images created from ChatGPT. Actually, ChatGPT's image too is amazing, really good.
Oh, really? I'll have to check it out.
It's actually like I was using Grok mostly for my pictures, but now ChatGPT has been really good. But Grok I still use to animate them. Grok's really good at animating stuff.
Yes, dude, I love the grok animation. Anyway,
I was going to say something about change, and I totally spaced out. Oh yes, we are going to do some giveaways. Starting next week, we're probably going to do 4 weeks of like a campaign, and I believe like maybe $25 a week. So we're going to put the word out there. We're going to get more people in the chat. You guys are going to have to give us, we're going to say a number randomly throughout the stream. You don't know when. You got to DM us that number. You can DM me or J Chains. I know J Chains DMs are like probably full right now, so maybe just hit up me. and then get that DM into us, and then what we'll do is we'll take all the people that DM us the number and raffle it off, and somebody win $25 in J Chains. All right, so if anybody's still around in chat, make sure you guys are the first ones to hear it, so you'll know what's up before everybody else, and we'll put it on the social so everybody can have a chance to tune in to the next episode.
And if you're already a holder, maybe you get extra from me. I don't know.
Ooh, there we go. There we go.
You never know.
All right, so pay attention to the socials. We'll probably post something out about it, and then yeah, make sure you tune in next week. So I think we're pretty good. We're good with the markets. We know what's up. You know, the markets are doing the thing. We had a huge pump today. Expect consolidation before we move up. Everything is good, especially the good token. It's even up another 100%. The last hour, it's up 9.47%.
Back to 2.2 million.
So good is looking good. Everything is looking good. The day was good. So we'll see you guys next week on another episode of Trade Daddies, and we'll see you in that next weekly candle if it's a bullish or bearish. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace.
Yeah. Another session in the books. Trade Daddies. Let's close it out right. Yeah. From the charts to the couch, we appreciate your time. Every view, every share, that support is a sign. Late night learners building wealth slow. Plant seeds today, watch the legacy grow. We don't flex hype, we invest in the grind. Teach discipline so you level your mind. If the game gave value and the message hit deep, run it back, tap like, let the algorithm speak.
Trade Daddies, yeah, we here every week, dropping gems, keeping structure unique. If you vibe with the movement, help it expand. Like, share, subscribe, build the brand. Trade Daddies, yeah, we teach no cap. Real dads, real trades, real talk on the map.
Yeah. No promises quick, just knowledge and reps. Risk managed tight, calculated steps. From beginners to vets, everybody can learn. Market cycle spin, patience earns. So salute to the viewers, community strong. Independent thinkers, moving along. Hit subscribe if you rock with the show. Turn alerts on, don't miss the flow. Don't miss the flow.
Who keeps it real? Trade Daddies. Who builds the skill? Trade Daddies. Like it up, share it wide, subscribe and ride. Daddy time, knowledge climb. See you next week, same grind. Trade Daddies, after dark. Stay disciplined, play it smart. Trade Daddies.